I spent 28 years believing I was alone in this world. Then a purple envelope arrived with a 23andMe logo, and 3 words shattered everything I thought I knew. You have a twin. My name is Maya Chen. I grew up in 7 different foster homes across Michigan. Each one a temporary stop in a life that never felt like mine. No baby photos. No birth certificate with my parents' names. Just a hospital bracelet that said Baby Girla, and a social worker who told me my mother had abandoned me at Detroit General on a snowy December night. I'd taken the DNA test on a whim. A Black Friday sale, a moment of weakness, a stupid hope that maybe, just maybe, I'd find someone. A distant cousin. An aunt. Anything to prove I wasn't completely disconnected from the human race. Instead, I got this. Close family match, Emma Rodriguez. Relationship, twin sister. 99.9% DNA shared. My hands shook as I stared at the screen. A twin. I had a twin. And she'd been out there, breathing the same air, living an entire life while I struggled alone. The profile had a photo. A woman with my exact eyes, my sharp cheekbones, my crooked smile. She looked happy. Surrounded by people at what looked like a birthday party, wearing a Princeton sweatshirt, laughing at something off camera. She had a family. A real one. And I had nothing. I clicked send message before I could stop myself, my fingers flying across the keyboard. Emma, I think we need to talk. I'm your twin sister. 47 minutes later, my phone rang. Maya. The voice was mine but not mine, same pitch, same slight rasp. Oh my God. Maya, I've been looking for you for 10 years. Wait, before we continue, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button right now. Drop a comment. Would you reach out to a twin you never knew existed? And stay with me, because what Emma reveals next will change everything Maya thought she knew about the night she was abandoned. Trust me, you need to hear this. You've been looking for me? I whispered, my voice cracking. Emma, I didn't even know you existed until 20 minutes ago. Silence stretched between us. 2 strangers connected by DNA and nothing else. God, I don't even know where to start. Emma's voice broke. We were born December 18, 1996. Detroit General Hospital. Our mother. Her name was Lily Chen. She was 17 and alone. Chen. I gripped the phone tighter. My last name is Chen. The social workers said they didn't know anything about my family. They lied. Emma's words hit like a punch. Or someone lied to them. Maya, we weren't abandoned. We were separated. My apartment suddenly felt too small, the walls closing in. What are you talking about? Mom had twins, us. But she was undocumented, terrified, and the hospital social workers told her she could only keep one baby. They said if she tried to keep both, they'd involve immigration, and she'd be deported. She had to choose. The room spun. She chose you. No. Emma was crying now. She chose you. She held you and named you Maya, and told the nurse to make sure you got adopted by a good family. Then she took me and ran. I couldn't breathe. Then why didn't I get adopted by a good family? Why did I spend my childhood bouncing between foster homes while you? I stopped, shame flooding through me. This wasn't Emma's fault. Because Mom changed her mind, Emma said softly. She came back for you 3 days later. But you were already gone. The hospital had transferred you to state custody, and they wouldn't tell her where. She spent the next 15 years searching Maya. She hired investigators. She filed lawsuits. She never stopped looking for you. Spent. I caught the past tense. Where is she now? Emma's silence answered before her words did. She died. 6 months ago. Pancreatic cancer. She made me promise I'd keep searching. That's why I did the DNA test. It was her last request. We talked for 4 hours that first night. Emma told me everything. Mom, our mom Lily, had immigrated from Taiwan at 16, pregnant and desperate after her own parents disowned her. She'd worked 3 jobs after I was taken, saving every penny to hire lawyers and private investigators. She'd married a kind man named Carlos Rodriguez when Emma was 3. A construction worker who'd adopted Emma and loved her like his own. They'd given Emma everything. Stability, college tuition, family dinners around a crowded table with Carlos's huge Mexican family, grandparents who taught her to make tamales, cousins who dragged her to quinceañeras, a home, everything I'd dreamed of having. She kept your hospital bracelet, Emma said. Baby girlie. It was in a box by her bed when she died. Along with letters. Dozens of letters she wrote to you over the years but never sent because she didn't know where you were. I pressed my palm against my mouth, muffling a sob. Maya, will you come to New Jersey? Please. I want you to see her house. Read her letters. Meet Dad Carlos. He wants to meet you so badly. We all do. I had $300 in my bank account. A waitressing job that barely covered rent on my studio apartment. No reason to stay in Michigan except inertia and fear. I'll be there this weekend, I said. Emma lived in a pale blue Victorian in a town called Maplewood, 40 minutes from Manhattan. The kind of house that appeared in Christmas movies. Wraparound porch, flower boxes, a tire swing hanging from an oak tree in the yard. I stood on the sidewalk for 10 minutes before I could force myself to walk to the door. Emma answered before I could knock. We stared at each other, mirror images in different fonts. She wore expensive jeans and a cashmere sweater. I wore Target clearance and scuffed sneakers. Then she pulled me into a hug, and I broke. I've got you, she whispered. I've got you now. Carlos emerged from the kitchen. A bear of a man with kind eyes and paint-stained hands. Mija, he said, and his voice cracked. Your mom would be so happy. The house smelled like cinnamon and coffee. Photos covered every wall. Emma as a gap-toothed kid, Emma's high school graduation, family vacations to places I'd only seen in magazines. And in the corner of nearly every frame, almost hidden, a small photo of a baby wearing a hospital bracelet. Me. She never forgot you, Carlos said quietly. Not for one day. Emma led me upstairs to what had been Lily's bedroom. She pulled out a carved wooden box and opened it with shaking hands. Inside, my hospital bracelet. Birth certificates, both of ours. Dozens of letters addressed to my Maya. I picked up the first one, dated January 1997. My darling Maya, you are 1 month old today, and I don't know where you are. I don't know who's holding you or if you're safe or if you even know you're loved. But you are. You are so loved. I read 17 letters that first night. Lily's handwriting got shakier as the years progressed, but the message never changed. I'm sorry. I'm looking. I love you. The final letter was dated March 2024, 2 months before she died. Maya, I'm running out of time. The doctors say I have weeks, maybe days. Emma is still searching for you, and I have to believe she'll find you. I have to believe you'll get to read these letters someday and know that being separated from you was the greatest pain of my life. I made a choice that night at the hospital, and it was the wrong one. I thought I was protecting you, but I stole your sister from you. I stole your family, and I will carry that guilt to my grave. There's something I need you to know. Something I never told Emma because I was ashamed. Your father. He wasn't some random mistake. His name was Michael Chen, my cousin. He was 23 when I was 15, and what happened between us wasn't consensual, but my family didn't believe me. They sent me away. You are not a product of shame, Maya. You are proof that something beautiful can grow from terrible soil. You and Emma are the only good things I ever did. I saved money for you, $180,000 in a trust. It's yours, whether Emma finds you tomorrow or 50 years from now. Use it to build the life I couldn't give you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Ma. $180,000? I stared at Emma, certain I'd misheard. She nodded, sliding a legal document across the kitchen table. Mom worked herself to exhaustion, saving every possible penny. She wanted you to have options she never had. I couldn't process it. I'd spent 28 years scraping by, one emergency away from homelessness. And my mother, the woman I'd spent my life resenting for abandoning me, had been hoarding money for a daughter she might never find. There's more, Carlos said gently. He placed a small velvet box in front of me. This was your mom's. She wanted you to have it. Inside was a delicate jade bracelet with 2 charms, twin birds in flight. She bought it when you girls were born, Carlos said. Wore it every day. Said it reminded her that you were out there somewhere, and someday you'd find your way home. I couldn't speak. could barely breathe. Emma's hand covered mine. Maya, I know this is overwhelming. And I know I can't replace the years you lost. But you're not alone anymore. You have a family now. You have me. I spent 2 weeks in New Jersey. Emma introduced me to Carlos's extended family. Aunts and uncles and cousins who welcomed me with open arms and zero questions. They absorbed me into their chaos like I'd always been there. But something felt wrong. Emma was perfect, too perfect. The supportive sister, the generous host, the enthusiastic tour guide to our mother's life. But I caught her watching me sometimes when she thought I wasn't looking, her expression unreadable. On my last night, I found her in Lily's old room, staring at the wall of photos. You okay? I asked. She jumped, then forced a smile. Yeah, just missing her. I sat beside her on the bed. Emma, what aren't you telling me? What do you mean? You're hiding something. I can feel it. She was quiet for a long moment. Then, do you remember what Mom wrote in her last letter? About your father? That he was her cousin. That he assaulted her. The words tasted bitter. Emma nodded slowly. That's true, but it's not the whole truth. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? Mom's family, they didn't just send her away, Maya. They paid the hospital to separate you two. They told the hospital Mom was mentally unstable, unfit to raise twins, and that one baby needed to be placed for adoption for safety reasons. They made sure you disappeared so thoroughly that even Mom couldn't find you. Why? I whispered. Why would they do that? Shame, Emma said bitterly. Traditional Taiwanese family, conservative values, a teenage daughter pregnant by a relative who assaulted her. They wanted to erase the problem. They thought if they split you two up and made you disappear, they could pretend it never happened. Do they know Mom found me? Emma's jaw tightened. They know. I contacted them after Mom died. Told them she'd left money for you, that I was searching. They threatened to sue, said the money was stolen from the family, that Mom had no right to leave it to a child they'd legally relinquished. Rage burned through me, hot and sharp. They want Mom's money, the money she saved while they disowned her. They want to erase you again, Emma said. They've already filed paperwork claiming Mom was incompetent when she made the trust, that you're not entitled to inherit anything. Can they do that? Not if we fight back. Emma turned to face me fully. Maya, there's something else. Mom's parents, our grandparents, they're wealthy, really wealthy. When Mom's father died 5 years ago, he left everything to his other children, specifically writing Mom and her illegitimate offspring out of the will. But there's a clause. If any heir contests the will successfully, they can access the estate. My mind raced. You want to contest it? I want us to fight for what's ours, Emma corrected. Not the money. I don't care about their money. But I care about making them admit what they did. Mom died believing she'd failed you, Maya. I want them to confess that they're the ones who tore our family apart. I flew back to Michigan with Emma's words echoing in my head. I had 2 choices. Take the $180,000, disappear, and build a quiet life far away from the family that had destroyed me before I'd even taken my first breath. Or stand beside Emma and fight, risk everything, relive trauma, face the people who decided I wasn't worth keeping. The money would change my life. I could go back to school, buy a car that didn't break down every 3 months, live somewhere without mold in the bathroom. But it wouldn't give me justice. I thought about Lily, 17 years old, forced to choose between her daughters. I thought about the letters she'd written for 28 years, apologizing for a decision that wasn't really hers. I thought about Emma, who'd grown up with a family and privilege and love, but who'd spent 10 years searching for a sister she'd never met because a dying woman begged her to. 3 days later, I called Emma. I'm in, I said. Let's make them pay. Emma hired a lawyer, a fierce woman named Patricia Santos who specialized in family law and elder abuse. This is a strong case, Patricia said during our first meeting. Your grandparents coerced a minor into surrendering custody under false pretenses, then financially punished her for their own family member's crime. We can argue emotional damages, fraud, and potentially even trafficking. Trafficking? I repeated. They paid a hospital to disappear a baby, Patricia said flatly. That's trafficking. The lawsuit took 8 months to build. We deposed hospital staff, tracked down social workers, subpoenaed medical records. Emma sold her condo to cover legal fees. Carlos took out a second mortgage. And our grandparents fought back viciously. They released Lily's medical records, highlighting every therapist visit, every depression medication, every desperate call to police asking for help finding her missing daughter. They painted her as unstable, incompetent, dangerous. They claimed Emma had manipulated a dying woman into changing her will. They hired investigators to dig through my life, found photos of me at age 19 at a party holding a beer, used it as evidence that I was an unfit heir. It was brutal, dehumanizing, exhausting, but Emma never wavered. They want us to quit, she said during a particularly terrible week. They want us to think we're not worth the fight. But Mom thought we were worth it. She fought for you for 28 years, Maya. We can fight for 8 months. The trial happened on a gray November morning in Essex County Court. Our grandparents sat on the opposite side of the courtroom. A stern-faced man in his 70s and a thin woman who wouldn't meet my eyes. Their lawyers wore expensive suits and bored expressions. Patricia presented our case methodically. Hospital records showing my mother had been coerced. Testimonies from social workers who admitted they'd been pressured by the Chen family. Financial records proving the family had paid the hospital $50,000 to facilitate the adoption. Then Emma took the stand. My mother spent every day of her life searching for Maya, she said, her voice steady. She died believing she'd failed. But she didn't fail, you did. She pointed at our grandparents. You separated infant twins to save your own reputation. You told a traumatized teenager she wasn't worthy of keeping her own children. And when she built a life anyway, when she saved money and found love and raised me with kindness despite everything you did, you tried to take that away too. Emma's voice broke. You don't get to erase us. Not anymore. The courtroom was silent. Then I took the stand. Tell us about your childhood, Miss Chen, Patricia said gently. I took a breath. I grew up in foster care. 7 different homes between ages 2 and 18. Some were okay. Some were not. I aged out of the system with $200 and a trash bag of belongings. Did you ever wonder about your birth family? Every day, I whispered. I used to imagine scenarios where my mother was looking for me, where she'd been forced to give me up, where she regretted it. My caseworkers told me that was a fantasy, that I'd been abandoned, unwanted. But that wasn't true. No. I looked directly at my grandparents. My mother wanted me. She fought for me. And these people, my own grandparents, they stole me. They paid money to make sure I disappeared. Because I was evidence of something shameful. My grandmother flinched. I spent 28 years believing I was worthless. I continued, believing no one wanted me. And it was a lie they paid for. Patricia nodded. What would you say to them now if you could? I turned fully toward my grandparents. I'd say you failed. You tried to erase me, but I'm still here. You tried to destroy my mother, but she built a beautiful life anyway. You tried to keep me from my sister, but we found each other. And now the whole world will know what you did. The jury deliberated for 6 hours. When they returned, the forewoman read the verdict. We find in favor of the plaintiffs. The defendants are ordered to pay $2.3 million in damages, $1 million to Maya Chen for emotional distress and lost opportunities, $800,000 to Emma Rodriguez for legal fees and emotional damages, and $500,000 to the estate of Lily Chen as acknowledgement of fraud. The courtroom erupted. Our grandparents sat frozen, their lawyer already preparing an appeal. But we'd won. We'd actually won. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed us. Emma held my hand as cameras flashed. How does it feel to win your case? Someone shouted. Emma answered. It feels like justice. Not just for us, but for our mother. And for every family that's been torn apart by shame and secrecy. What will you do with the money? I spoke before I could second-guess myself. Start a foundation. For kids aging out of foster care who need help finding their families. For parents who've been coerced into giving up their children. We're calling it the Lily Chen Foundation. Emma squeezed my hand, tears streaming down her face. Because family shouldn't be a privilege, I continued. And no one should have to spend 28 years believing they're alone. The appeals took another year. Our grandparents fought bitterly, leaking stories to the press about ungrateful children and money-grabbing schemes. But the evidence was overwhelming. The appeals court upheld the verdict. The money changed everything, but not in the way I expected. Emma and I launched the Chen Foundation 6 months after the trial. We hired social workers, partnered with DNA testing companies, created databases to help separated families reconnect. In the first year alone, we reunited 43 families. I went back to school, social work degree, with a focus on family preservation. Emma kept her job in finance, but volunteered every weekend at the foundation. Carlos built us an office, a sunny space with photos of every family we'd helped covering the walls. And slowly, carefully, I built a life. Not the life I'd imagined as a lonely kid in foster care. Something better. Something real. 2 years after the trial, I got a call from an unknown number. Maya? It's your grandmother. I almost hung up, but something in her voice, broken, small, made me pause. I'm dying, she said. Cancer. The doctors say I have weeks. I'm sorry, I said and meant it. I need to tell you something. Before I go. She coughed, a wet rattling sound. Your grandfather, he made the decision to separate you and Emma. I went along with it, but it was his idea. He was so angry about what Michael did, so ashamed. He thought making you disappear would fix everything. It didn't fix anything. It destroyed Mom. I know. She was crying now. I watched her suffer for years, and I did nothing. I told myself we'd done the right thing, that she was better off without the burden of twins, that you'd be better off adopted. But I knew. I always knew it was wrong. Why are you telling me this now? Because I want you to know that your mother loved you, she whispered. Every Christmas, she'd send us photos of Emma, and in every single one, she'd written on the back, "This is what Maya's missing." She never let us forget what we'd done. I closed my eyes. What do you want from me? Forgiveness? No. I want you to know the truth. Michael, your father, he didn't assault Lily once. It happened for months. And we knew. We knew and we did nothing because he was our nephew and Lily was just our daughter. And in our culture, you protect the family name above everything. My hands shook. You protected a rapist. Yes. She sobbed. And I will burn in hell for it. But before I do, I want you to know, you deserved better. Lily deserved better. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She hung up. I sat in my car in the foundation parking lot, shaking with rage and grief. Then I called Emma. She called me. I said, "Grandma, she's dying." I know. She called me too. Emma's voice was tight. Asked me to forgive her. What did you say? That forgiveness isn't mine to give. That's between her and Mom's not here anymore. We sat in silence for a moment. Do you think we should visit her? I asked finally. Do you want to? I thought about Lily's letters. Her endless apologies for a choice that had been stolen from her. Her desperate hope that someday, somehow, I'd know I was loved. No, I said. I don't need her closure. I need to keep building the life Mom wanted for me. Then that's what we'll do, Emma said. Our grandmother died 3 weeks later. We didn't attend the funeral. Instead, Emma and I drove to Detroit General Hospital, the place where our story began. We stood in the parking lot where Lily had stood 29 years earlier, holding twin daughters and making an impossible choice. Do you think she regretted it? Emma asked quietly, keeping me and letting you go? I think she regretted being put in a position where she had to choose at all, I said. But no, I don't think she regretted keeping you. You were her joy, Em. You gave her a reason to survive. You were her unfinished business, her greatest sorrow. Maybe. I looked up at the hospital windows. But I was also her hope. Every letter she wrote, every dollar she saved, that was hope. She believed I'd find my way back. And I did. Emma linked her arm through mine. We did. We stood there until the sun set, 2 women who'd started life as one cell, split by circumstance and cruelty, but reunited by DNA and determination. Then we drove to the foundation office and worked until midnight, processing applications from families searching for each other. Because that's what Mom had taught us. You don't give up on family. You fight. It's been 5 years since that first phone call with Emma. The Lily Chen Foundation has reunited over 300 families. We've lobbied for laws protecting parental rights, exposed coercive adoption practices, and funded free DNA testing for foster children searching for relatives. Emma and I talk every day. She's engaged now, to a wonderful woman named Sophia who treats me like a real sister, not an add-on. Carlos still calls me Mija, and sends me care packages filled with his wife's homemade salsa. I have a family. A real, messy, imperfect, chosen family. And on December 18th every year, our birthday, and the anniversary of the day we were torn apart, Emma and I visit Mom's grave. We bring jade bracelets with twin birds in flight, and tell her about the families we've saved. We did it, Mom, I whisper every year. We found each other, and we're making sure no one else has to search as long as you did. Because family isn't about blood or biology, it's about who shows up, who fights for you, who refuses to let you disappear. And I'm done disappearing.